YouTube watch later playlist. Here's some links and information that I added to my 1-hour video blog playing video games yesterday, just for information. Here's something from less than an hour ago, I think, on the History Channel community tab. This was a movie from around the time I was born in the late 80s with actor name of Neil Diamond Phillips, Lou Diamond Phillips, and we went to the same university, and one of the things that the professor said was the only person who's ever become famous from our university is Lou Diamond Phillips. I didn't understand the significance of that until last year when I discovered the movie about the man who they're talking about. And when I say they, I mean the History Channel made this, talking about this math professor in California teaching calculus to students in Los Angeles. Oh, I forgot to pull up a link of, I went through about 100 math jokes before I picked this one about algebra is good to study, not just for math, but also for dancing, because algorithm. Similarly, there's logarithms, and that's at this video link here that I updated into a 5-part video series. I still have some more videos to add. These are all very recent comments. I replied to I could reply to this comment. There's the lead singer of Led Zeppelin left the band, and his biggest hit just as a solo artist was called Big Log, and everyone agrees that the song is about like a truck driving log of picking up products and making deliveries and stuff. I disagree. I think it's about studying math and logarithms, but it's probably both. I'm looking for a comment that I replied to over here. Here's the name of that movie with Lou Diamond Phillips. He was also in the movie about the musician who sang the song La Bamba. Harabayarabamba. I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head. Here's what I replied to. Hello, James. I think that comment is cliched. It's too much of a cliche. Some research that I did this morning from this link right here, I think it's about time that we rename Generation 9 and Generation 11 to Landlord Generation and Video Game Generation, just because those appear to be the two most significant things. One thing that I noticed is that when I'm just looking at a huge list of names of politicians, people from the real estate generation tend to elect people that have names that are resounding, that have a similar sound to, there's someone named like Ted Zeppelin. They elected like someone to Congress named Ted Zeppelin. So we're going to see a similar thing in the not too distant future. Someone named like Mort Knight, or some video game terminology, people being elected to Congress that way. Here's just the chart showing the boom of real estate terminology in the mid-1960s up until the mid-1990s, and now video games have overtaken that in the modern era. And that was following a decline in the World War II era, the Second World War. So I made a playlist to further explain this right here. Generation 9, Generation 11, disregarding Generation X. also known as Generation 10. So here, the first video is, well, I should say the last video down here is a movie that has this character in it. Right here on the left, the landlord, is also in this movie right here, Scarface, with Antonio Montana. And that's sort of, the first comment I was going to make on the History Channel was going to be, Antonio Montana once wisely quipped when asked by his math teacher, you know, when are we ever going to need this math stuff? And it was, the answer would be to determine the size of an irregular object to see if it fits. And I did not post that comment. Anyways, the first video is from the baby boom generation. The video contains actors from the baby boom generation, and in my opinion is directed towards the echo boom generation, aka millennials. It's about a landlord. I think most people would be familiar with that movie. Also, the reason that I said cliches to James.
I hate that cliche.
That's always a funny joke.
Why don't you try sticking your head up to eyes? See if it fits.
He's like, okay. It's in my opinion, it's like a math teacher and a math student.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, okay. Alright, that's all for now. Do I want to stop recording the video?